Okay, we're going to get into this article right quick, then I'm going to come back with my commentary. It goes on to say that Oscar De La Hoya says that he thinks a fight between Canelo Alvarez and former two-division world champion Andre Ward would be an incredible matchup if S.O.G were interested in stagging a comeback. Ward, 32-0 with 16 KOs, is still young at 36 years old, and he can easily come back if he wanted for a mega fight against Canelo. In an interview this week, De La Hoya was asked about some comments that Ward had made about Canelo ducking fighters and losing when he stepped up against quality guys like Floyd Mayweather. It would be interesting to see if Canelo would be willing to take on Ward if he came out of retirement. Canelo can't say that Ward is too big for him, given that his last fight took place at 175-pound division against Sergey Kovalev. Ward is smaller than Kovalev, and he is the same age, and he's been out of the ring for 3 years. Now, this is what Andre Ward goes on to say about Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is strategic and always has been strategic. People don't talk about his opposition selection. Canelo Alvarez has a lot of names on his record, but not a lot of prime names. The couple of prime names he fought, it was either a close fight or, in that case, Floyd Mayweather. He got beat. Okay. Now, as far as the whole Andre Ward Canelo Alvarez fight, there's plenty of people that Canelo can fight that's in their prime. Like we all know, Demetrius Andrade is floating out there, and he just refused to go anywhere near that. I don't like anybody talking about coming in to fight, retired fighters. Just like you just have heard, Andre Ward has been out of the ring for 3 years. I mean, ring rust is a real thing. Why would you even want to fight somebody? I mean, you can't even say that you've even beat the real Andre Ward. The man's been out of the ring for 3 years and no signs of coming back whatsoever. But you got active champions right now. You got undefeated champions right now that you could be facing. Now, when it comes to what Andre Ward said about Canelo Alvarez's selection of opponents, this has been going on for quite some time now. I've always said I understand the power of the A side. I respect the power of the A side. You work hard to get in that position to be able to pull strings and call the shots. I get it. I'm all with the power of the A side. But Canelo has seemed to take it to an abusive level. As great as a fighter as Canelo is at this point in time, I would be lying if I tell you I can't see that Canelo Alvarez is taking the path of least resistance at all costs. He's not even challenging himself a little bit. He's always going to take the lower opposition. I don't really see him taking challenges. Now, on the surface level, the fights that he's taken, it seemed like challenges, and there are challenges to other people. But Canelo's on another level, and he knows what level he's supposed to be operating at. And to show you how long people have been talking about Canelo Alvarez level of opposition, I'm going to show you an article back in 2012. And as you can see, back in 2012, it was still an issue then. Okay. Now this is an issue from 2020 right here. So as you can see, from 2012 to 2020, the same complaints remain. His level of opposition is poor. Now, like I said, on the surface level, what Canelo Alvarez is doing in the boxing ring, it looks great. But to the trained eye, people can see that Canelo Alvarez is taking the path of least resistance, and he's fighting good names, but he's fighting old names. Okay, so Canelo Alvarez is still not doing what even a Floyd has done. Floyd has fought if there was the big bad guy of that time, if that was the new kid on the block, if this was the one who had hype, if this was the one who money was behind him, and y'all saying this guy was the one, Floyd fought him, regardless of their age. Floyd fought him. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that was big and bad, everybody shoved them Floyd's way, and Floyd had to fight him. Anybody who had a name, Floyd had to fight him. And that's another thing about Floyd. And people talk about, oh, he didn't fight this, he didn't fight that, he didn't fight that. Those are utter lies and people who just don't know boxing. Okay? Because one thing about Floyd, Floyd has a weakness, and it's called money. If your name is a money builder, and if your name can fill arenas, Floyd is going to fight you. He doesn't care who you are, from Conor McGregor to anybody else. If your name ring bells, Floyd is going to fight you. So the only thing you need to do to get Floyd in the ring is to be popular. You know what I'm saying? But with Canelo, seems you could still be popular and you could not get that fight, because Demetrius Andrade is a fight that he was supposed to been had. You know what I'm saying? So here you got Andre Ward, Hall of Famer, telling you what he feels about his level of opposition. Now, since 2020 is the fanboy era, people would take what you say and try to take it some other way, you know what I'm saying, or think that you have a problem with Canelo. I mean, we already know how this fanboy stuff go by now. So let me use another example. I love using other people for examples. Let me use a pound for pound fighter who I consider number 2 and number 3 in the pound for pound rankings, and that's Vasily Lomachenko. Now, a lot of people value and love Vasily Lomachenko, you know what I'm saying? And even Vasily Lomachenko has echoed the same thing that Andre Ward has said. So if anybody has a problem with Andre Ward and think it's hate or think it's something like that, because you know how these fanboys like to run with stuff, okay? Here you is, and I guarantee you, most of y'all is a Vasily Lomachenko fan, right? Well, Vasily Lomachenko has said himself that Canelo Alvarez is picking weak opposition. You know what I'm saying? But there it is, okay? That's out the mouth of Andre Ward. People have been saying it for years. And that's out the mouth of Vasily Lomachenko, okay? So even he thinks that he's picking weak opposition, okay? So when it comes to other people bringing this to light, they have to understand that people just calling a spade a spade. And as much as I love Canelo, he has taken this A-side power thing too damn far. You know what I'm saying? He has enough talent to where he can challenge himself. I don't know why he stopped challenging himself or stopped believing in his skills. He has a great skill set. He develops every time out. So I don't see why he doesn't gamble with that skill. He doesn't need to take this path of least resistance like he's been doing this entire time. He has the skill set to bang with the best of them. You know what I'm saying? But he must first have to have the want. So I don't know if Canelo is winding down his career and getting ready to exit or whatever and whatnot. But, you know what I'm saying? We'll see. But in the meantime, what do you guys think of his level of opposition? And number 2, another thing I want people to ask, what is so wrong with a Demetrius Andrade fight? What is so wrong with going and defeating a undefeated fighter? What was so wrong at the time with unifying an entire division? Anyways, that's my thoughts on it. Bruce Van, I'm out.